Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is an important new vision about the dollar. I'm going to say it again. An important new vision about the dollar. And I'm going to be talking so much about finances today, I'm going to start with a big fat disclaimer. That is, we at the Prophecy Club, we are not financial advisors. Matter of fact, I would say I'm less than a financial advisor who can listen to a guy that would go into the ministry and is broke most of the time. Okay, so I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. And as a matter of fact, let me say something else. I'm about to tell you that Prophecy Club is about to make an investment in crypto. Not that we Not that we have any extra money. As a matter of fact, I just looked and we're getting down dangerously low in our account again. So if God has blessed you and you can help us, that would be a really good time. But at the same time, I would love to find an investment where I could trickle a little bit of money in it and have enough money to where I wouldn't have to ask for any more donations. I absolutely hate it. It's the thing I hate the most about being in the ministry. I mean, it's embarrassing. You know, you go out and work, and a lot of times the money doesn't come in. And so I start thinking, well, I guess I'm not doing a very good job. People aren't supporting me. And so I don't know how to do it. I don't know how, I don't know, you know. Before I got in the ministry, I was a straight commission salesman, and I knew what to do to get money, and I went out and worked. But I work. Now that I'm in the ministry, I work and work and work. As a matter of fact, my wife tells me I'm always in my office, but that doesn't necessarily mean the money comes in. So I say all of that because that's exactly what we're about to talk about today. All right, so here we go. So you be ready, sent me over this vision, and at the time he sent me, which was, I guess it was received this morning, which is 7:31, he said he hadn't even posted this to his site yet, so I'm very complimented at that. And I think you'll understand it without a lot of interpretation. He said, I found myself at an unknown location in this vision, and there were two flagpoles standing near each other. I noticed that the one flagpole was empty with no flag. Now, I want you to notice flag, okay? Two poles. While the other pole had a flag flying at the top. I looked closer at the flag, and I was surprised to see that it looked exactly like a dollar bill. I'm going to show you at least two other people that have seen exactly the same thing. A dollar on a flagpole flying as our flag. I looked closer at the flag and was surprised to see that it looked exactly like a dollar bill. It was flying high and waving in the wind. The people standing around the pole were happy and cheerful while admiring the flag. I was observing the clear sky when a storm cloud suddenly appeared, meaning financial trouble will arrive for the dollar quickly. From a clear blue sky, all of a sudden nobody knew this was coming, and boom, it hits, which is what, I don't know, I'll say 5 or 6 of the prophecies all say about it. I watched as the cloud began to move quickly across the sky and then come to abrupt hop, stopping directly over the pole with the dollar bill flag. In other words, when this financial storm, just like Shane Warren saw, hits, it hits, as Shane Warren said, north, south, east, and west across the 48 states. As I continued watching, lightning bolts suddenly flashed out of the storm cloud, striking the pole and the flag. This caused the flag to immediately catch on fire. At least 2 of the other ones saw the flag catch on fire also. The people at the base of the pole became very alarmed. They began running around and shouting, trying to hurry and get the flag down as quickly as possible to put out the fire and save the flag. I watched closely as the flag continued to burn for the entire time it was being lowered. Now, I think that gives us an idea of once the flagpole is hit with the lightning, once the cloud comes, the fall of the flag happens quickly. By the time, I mean, think about that. How long would it take for people standing around a flagpole to see the flagpole get hit by the lightning, the flag catch on fire, and then how long would it take them to get it down? Not long. So the fall of the dollar falls quickly. I watched closely as the flag continued to burn for the entire time it was being lowered. By the time it had been lowered halfway down, just like Coverstone saw, just like Brandon Biggs saw, lowered halfway down the pole, I saw that the flag had burned in half. Same thing Chris Reed saw. At this point, the people had all become frantic, trying to speed up the lowering of the flag, but all to no avail. When the flag finally reached the bottom of the pole, in other words, finally really reached worthless as leaves blowing in the wind, as Shane Warren saw, nothing was left of it. Only the ashes I saw blowing away in the wind. The people were all very sad, most breaking down sobbing and weeping, meaning most people are not ready for this. Most people are counting on the dollar staying strong. I mean, after all, Trump said the dollar is going to stay strong. He's going to see to it. But he's not in control of the dollar. Really, God is. And when God's not in control of it, of course, he's always in control, but the Federal Reserve is. Now let's go on. Almost immediately, my attention was brought to a different group of people who had now gathered at the flagpole that was previously empty. They seemed very happy and excited as they began hoisting a flag up the pole. As I watched as the flag was being raised, I noticed, now listen to this, the red and white stripes and blue color as it normally appears on the U.S. flag. But it was different. In the blue area, where the 50 stars are, there was a big X that extended close to the corners of the blue area. I was surprised when I saw this and wondered what this X could represent. The flag quickly reached the top, and all of the people who were gathered at the pole immediately started cheering and shouting, celebrating, and jumping for joy. Okay, hang on. What it's saying is that the dollar falls fast and it is quickly replaced with a digital dollar, and those people that have prepared themselves for that coin paper change to digital, so that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark in the name of the beast. Okay, it has to happen. Those people that had prepared themselves were happy. Frankly, I want to be in the happy group. I want to be in the group where if the dollar does fall, when the dollar falls, I'm happy and rejoicing, and I think you do too. Because we listen to the warnings of the Lord. We listen to the prophets, like 2 Chronicles 20:20 says, believe God's prophets, and so shall you prosper. So, voila. Okay. The flag quickly reached the top, and all of the people gathered at the pole immediately started cheering, shouting, celebrating, and jumping for joy. Then once again my attention was brought over to the other flagpole, where I saw all of the people there very sad and crying. It's saying there's two flagpoles. It's saying there's two financial systems. The old financial system of the dollar is going bye-bye. How many prophecies have we had on that? Lots. I'm going to say 10 or 12. The vision ended, and then I heard these words spoken to me. Out with the old, in with the new, and nobody will be ready. I want to believe that I'm one of the people that's ready. You want to believe you're one of the people that's ready? But that's not what the prophecy says. Now, let me note, or he notes this. The X I saw on the flag was not an X as written with the two straight lines crossing in the middle. I didn't recognize it, so after the vision, I went online to see if I could find it, and it has to do with the crypto or Ripple XRP. Now, I emailed him immediately and said, is this what it looks like? And I sent him these two pictures, because I also searched for Ripple and XRP, and I wanted to see if there's any kind of an X in their logo. Well, la-di-da, look what I found. Now, I have not confirmed with him that this is the X, but it's the only X I found having to do with Ripple or XRP. And I've heard of XRP before, but I never heard of Ripple before. I mean, I'm a Bible prophecy teacher. I'm not a financial guy. Now, I want to say something. This might be what he saw. I haven't got a confirmation. My guess is he's going to say, yeah, that's what I saw. Meaning that the 50 stars or our flag or our financial system is changed from a dollar financial system to a digital currency system, just like the Genius Act made way for. All right, so I looked it up, and I did not read this whole article. Frankly, my eyes start crossing when I get into this financial stuff. It makes my brain hurt. So I didn't read it, but I will put it up there for you guys that are good with numbers. I'm not good with numbers. It says XRP price prediction is a 500% increase, is what it's basically saying. I'll let you guys, ladies, research it. You numbers people. But I have a personal note. So I do not own any crypto. After yesterday's program, top right corner shows you what I'm talking about. With Jonathan Rose, I began talking with them, and I, just like you, I went to prophecyclubcrypto.com. That's what he said do, and that's what I did. And it pulled up, and it had a number. I filled in my name and address, all that sort of stuff it asked for, and had a number to call. I called the number. They answered the phone, and I said, well, this is Stan Johnson, and boom. She said, oh, you're with Prophecy Club. Hold on. Let me transfer you over to Jonathan. So I guess I got a little bit of a special treatment. She said, oh, you're famous. Well, I don't know about that. But so I talked with Jonathan, and I don't have a lot of money to put in it. And frankly, it's difficult for our ministry to find an extra $1,000. But at the same time, I thought, well, if I could put $1,000 into something and it multiplies many, many times over, so I could reach the point to where I don't have to ask for any more donations, that would be music to my ears. I have not, I have not found $1,000 yet. I've not put it in yet because again we're tight. Seems like we're always tight. We just run from red to red, red. We're always running, trying to make ends meet. But I am hoping, praying, Lord, give me the money so that I hate asking for donations. And boy, if I could find $1,000 and make that multiply many times over so I didn't have to ask for no more donations, I'd be a happy Texan. All right, so let's go on. I got a lot more to cover here, and I'm running out of time. Now, I've covered all of these, and so I'm running out of time. I don't have time to read all of it. I'm going to make several points. This is from Dana Coverstone. He had this dream. I saw a $100 bill the size of a flag hanging on a flagpole, burning on one corner. Well, duh. Bible says in the mouth of two or three witnesses, let a thing be established. So what are the chances one person sees a vision of a flag burning on the flagpole, and the other guy doesn't even know each other? I'm pretty sure they don't even talk. And he sees the same thing. This is of God. God is warning us if we could just get it through our thick skull and accept it as that. I saw a $100 bill the size of a flag hanging on the flagpole, burning on one corner. It was being lowered like a flag at the end of the day. People had their hands over their hearts, and that's the same thing that You Be Ready saw. He said because the dollar was being lowered, same thing, the dollar had lost its value, and it burned only about 1/3 of it until 1/3 of it was left. So he's seeing 2/3 of it gone pretty quickly. Skipping on down, the value of the American dollar was dying, and I heard someone playing taps in the background. Now let's skip to Brandon Biggs. This is the guy that saw Trump shot in the right ear 3 months before it happened, and his subscribers have jumped from 50,000 to 500,000 because he got it right, meaning he's somebody we best listen to. He says, I was praying and I saw a flagpole with a $100 bill flying as it were a flag. That's the third person. I saw it change into digital code. It was digital like crypto writing on it. What? Crypto. You see behind me, it says prophecyclubcrypto.com. I think I put it back there, right? Yeah. I don't know anything about crypto. And so, just like you, I contacted prophecyclubcrypto.com. I got them. Jonathan Rose called me, and we talked. I saw it change to a digital code. It was like digital crypto writing on it. I said, Lord, what are you showing me? He said, The dollar's about to turn into a digital dollar, and it'll be worth half what it is now. He showed me all banks seized, I hope you're listening, seized the money inside of them. It was like a bail-in. Do you remember last week, or did I not put that out? I think I did put it out about how China has begun seizing the paper yuans from the banks. That's not just here or China. Apparently, it's going to be a global thing. All right, let's go on now. Brandon Biggs again. The angel brought up the dollar again last night and said, I told you the purchasing power of the dollar would be 50 cents. It's happening right now. Inflation is getting worse and worse, skipping. There will be a major event that causes a significant stock market crash. It will send it into a 1930s type crash. I don't know what that is, but I see the market just going up and up and up, and I say, this is ridiculous. I mean, I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not a market guy. But I can see it's ripe for a crash. Then, Brandon again. The Lord showed me an American flag transformed in a $100 bill. This is the same event, but he's talking about it. He said something different about it. Look at the bottom. He said, the dollar's about to turn into a digital dollar worth half what it is right now. But here's what I want to show you. So a $100 bill would be worth 50 cents. The banks seized it all. They seized all the money in the banks. They called it a debt jubilee. I saw lines of people standing at the Target stores, nice clothes on. It happened overnight. Same thing. They all say this. They all say it happens overnight. No one's ready. There was hardly anything left in the stores. Certain things that would happen with gold and silver. Now let's jump to Charles Turner. Again, these guys don't know each other. I had a vision. I heard a loud rumbling under my feet. I saw cash dropped into an abyss type of place. There was no end to it. Cash disappeared into the darkness. I saw dollars begin to start fading on each side. When Coverstone saw dollars being sucked out of the banks like a vacuum cleaner, like a giant vacuum hose. Cash was disappearing into the darkness. I saw dollars begin to start fading on each side of the point where you couldn't see the numbers on the bill, but the numbers continued to fade anyway. And I was made to know that the dollar is going away and a cashless system of digital numbers was coming to be our new medium of exchange. And I heard the Lord say, digital. I said, oh my God, the cash is fading away and digital is becoming the new domain. And Shane Warren saw a very similar thing. He saw a storm coming over America. Remember this, we covered it many times. He saw a New Madrid fault hit. Then he saw several nations working against America, which I think that's what Trump just did by threatening India and Russia. He's basically, I'll show you, he basically told, I'm not covering that today. I don't have time to cover that today, but he basically told India and Russia, hit the road. We don't need to trade with you. It's not good. Okay, devaluing the dollar caused rioting in the streets, give us our entitlements, just like what, Chris Reed saw the same thing? Okay, let's go on though. I want you to notice this is a list of active prophecies. But look at the fourth one down. Dollar will fall. We got 11. Well, I guess I better increase that now. We got 12 or 13 because I think the actual count's up to 13 now. So here's what Chris Reed was told. He saw the $50 bill representing the 50 United States, a third torn off. I'll say that. Then U.S. dollar drops 30% in value. Middle Eastern oil strikes deal with China instead of the U.S. That's already happened. Now, the dollar hadn't fell 30% in value, but it's been going down. Perfect storm. Inflation reaches new high. And you can read the rest of them. We covered it many times. But if you look at this, if you look at the number 8 down there, a new currency for a renewed nation. It's coming. I can't even tell you what's on that. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I hope you're listening. I'm trying to warn you. Now, we've read this many times, and I don't have time to read all of it. This is from Jason Meeks. I'm going to skip it. You can pause and read it if you want to. Pause and read, pause and read, pause. Oh, well, we better read this. News broken saying all the money was no longer any good. That as of now, it was worthless and would not be accepted anywhere. If you wanted to pay for things, you had to download an app on your smartphone. I knew this was the beast system at the beginning with the mark of the beast system, and I watched Trump And Mehmet Oz talk about a new app that will contain all of a person's medical records. They can walk into a doctor's office instead of filling out all those papers before you get there. You just show them the app. They already have all of your material. That's for your health. But they're doing the same thing for your finances, for your business, for your everything about you. All digital. That's where it's going. Let's go on. I knew this was the beast system at the beginning of the mark of the beast. This app had access to everything in your life, medical too. Skipping this, skipping this, skipping this, skipping this. I'm getting to the point here, skipping. Now, this is the dream of an 11-year-old child of members of a congregation. In the dream, I am over at grandfather's house. He wakes and has a t-shirt on that says, "Cash is king." Grandpa's favorite saying, in the dream, I sensed that the dollar bill crashed and was no good anymore. The dream cuts to people walking on the street with nice clothes, but the money was not there. They were poor. I knew this was depression like in the history books, only people had nice clothes instead of old clothes. Same thing. It's all saying it happens real fast. No one's prepared. I saw in the people's hands an electronic device about the size of a cell phone, but it didn't make phone calls, couldn't play games on it. It was like a checkbook, digital. I'd never seen anything like it. It was like an iPad and cell phone all mixed together, but it was not a cell phone. Strictly for currency, you could only buy and sell with it. Now, I do not know that it looks like this, but I put the pictures up because it might be looking something like that. But let's go on. Only people like President Biden or Elon Musk, very famous people, had a lot of this new digital currency. Just enough digital currency to buy basics for one day of their lives. Measure wheat for a penny, 3 measure of barley for a penny. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip that. Now on to the next one. Daniel Davis, you remember this. He saw a man stand up and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. America, as you have known it, has ceased to exist." I told you. They're going to do away with the Constitution, do away with the flag, new name, everything new. All property lines have been dissolved, and the U.S. dollar is worthless. How many times have you heard that? Now let's go to the dream number 2. Same thing. Missionary gang, Daniel Davis. I was at a gas station, high fence topped around the barbed wire. Inside were tractors, power equipment, chainsaws, and the like. People were pulling up frantically wanting gasoline. And I needed a tank. I don't take U.S. dollars, the guy said. What do you take? Well, what do you have? And so I went over and traded for a tank of gas. Those days may be in the next few months. So what am I saying? I'm saying, brothers and sisters, I need your help. I need your financial help. I would love to have some big donations come in so we could get Prophecy Club in on some of this. Again, I'm going to do the same thing you do. I'm going to go to prophecyclubcrypto.com and I'm going to take their advice because I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't know nothing about this crypto or these digital coins or staple coins. I don't know anything. I'm not much of a numbers guy anyway. But I can take their advice. And so, yes, I would love to have donations come in big enough to where I could put more than $1,000 into it because I'd love to reach the point where I don't have to ask for donations anymore. My opinion, what I feel, is that it's close enough to where if I don't hurry, I won't get any at all. The price already been, ever since the Genius Act got signed, if you have looked, the stock market's gone crazy. The price of these stable coins have gone crazy. They've gone up. And in my opinion, now's the time. If we could get Prophecy Club into this, now would be the time to do it. So anyway, if you can help us with your donations, we not only need it for our account, but we need it for these staple coins. And I'm just going to do what you'll do. I'm going to go prophecyclubcrypto.com and I'm going to say, okay, this is what I got. What do you recommend? And whatever they recommend, that's what I'm going to do because I'm not a financial guy. I'm not a numbers guy. So I'm going to take their financial advice and hopefully here one day soon, I never have to ask for donations again. Anyway, God bless you. As Jesus come into your heart, stop sinning so he can save you in the day of trouble. Hello, I'm Stan.
And I'm Leslie Johnson.
And we want to invite you to the PHD, the Prophecy, Healing, and Deliverance Conference.
So I hope you'll come from September the 11th through the 14th.
We have 6 seasoned ministers, 10 sessions, 2.5 days. I'm going to be speaking on Mark of the Beast, dangers of AI, and the new timing of the rapture.
And I'm going to speak on how to get ahead spiritually, close those spiritual doors, and the role of the prophet.
Lou and Sunhee Deliverance Ministries are going to be speaking on healing childhood experiences, what is eating you, spirit of infirmity, and yes, they will be doing deliverances.
Yes. And then Pastor Kate and Jonathan will be speaking on relationships.
It's limited to 100 registrations, so go to prophecyclub.com, get signed up, or
traintheprophets.com. We hope to see you there.
In 2021, I started making bread, and long story short is I believe God showed me that wheat is God's famine food, just like it was famine food back in the 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine, days of Pharaoh and Joseph. And I believe that that's what God has planned to feed his people. And you get it by going to josephskitchen.com. 3 steps. First, you want to get a machine package. Second, you want to order 6 ingredients and watch some videos, download the recipes to be able to make the bread. josephskitchen.com. Most of your long-time storage food, emergency food, all of that, typically are talking $9,000, $10,000 to feed one person for a year. Joseph Kitchen can show you how to do it for around $1,000 a person, and your kids will actually eat it, and it's actually good for you. Here's some bread that I made. In my case, I lost weight, lowered my blood pressure, gives me more energy. I eat a morning, slice in the morning, slice in the afternoon. There's always a slice before I go play racquetball. Go check it out, josephskitchen.com. If you don't want to lose your life's savings, if you have an IRA or a 401k, the thing to do is call 800-200-GOLD. 800-200-GOLD. These folks are Christians, and they specialize in helping people not lose their life savings in the event of a stock market crash and things like that. Look, most of the 401ks, most of the IRAs are in paper, backed by paper, and as Lindsey Williams says, if it's in paper, it's worth the paper it's written on. You can lose it all. 1-800-200-GOLD. 800-200-GOLD. Hey, give them a call. Doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything. See if they can give you some good advice.